The Hartley Show is an entertainment program and does not own any of the copyrighted material featured in this episode. All copyrighted material featured will be used as fair use for purposes of criticism, comment, news reporting, and/or research. Taki.
Today on the Hartley Show, I'm going to talk about spoilers and the generational divide, but not the DC spoiler character, and there probably won't be any spoilers. Hey, ya. So today I want to talk about something that's been bothering me for a little while now. The world of spoilers and trailers for trailers, and how much that's changed throughout the years. Now, when I was a kid growing up in the 70s, there were no previews to the degree that there are today. And comics were really easily able to keep their contents a secret from people. Nowadays, it's harder and harder and harder, and every now and then, God bless comic companies, they'll try to put out a comic that nobody knows anything about, but inevitably, the comic gets leaked because how easy is it for someone just to take a picture of the last page or of an important panel of something and post it on social media? I mean, how easy is it to just take pictures of every single interior page of a comic and post it on social media nowadays? So, I know there's a lot of people that are fine with spoilers. To a certain degree I am, but to a certain degree I'm not. I don't think anybody likes having a big surprise, cool moment ruined for them on social media just because they decided to open up their Facebook page. Like the Red Wedding thing. Back in the day, a lot of people thought they were being clever about the spoilers there, but they weren't. I had it all ruined for me. There's the Walking Dead moment, the deaths of those two big characters that I'm not going to get into right now. But because I said Carlo here, our director, he hasn't watched this stuff yet. So I'm right there. I just avoided talking about something to spare his feelings and his enjoyment of the show. But as I'm getting to, I know a lot of people like spoilers. Now, at one point in my comic reading lifetime, I used to scan through comics really quickly just to take in the art and the story separately. And so I would be spoiling some big moments for myself. And in my mid-20s, it didn't bother me so much. I don't know why. Maybe it's because I smoked an enormous amount of pot and I was pretty much a drunk. I don't know how different that is from me nowadays. But there does seem to be a giant divide generationally. That what people want nowadays and what people from my generation were hoping were out there, there's a little bit of a gap in the middle. I'm not terribly crazy about trailers that reveal everything in a movie. I'm one of those guys who wants to watch a movie to get the enjoyment from a movie. I don't want someone to tell me about the ending of a movie before it's released.
I hear you, sister. I'm the same way.
He just called me sister. And when you go to these, Comic-Cons and whatnot, inevitably the questions that people are asked, the creators are asked, are to spoil everything about what's coming up, which just baffles me. Do people really want the endings to things explained before they read them? Is not the entertainment value in watching these things unfold? I find it, as you can tell, I'm getting all tongue-tied, very bewildering. I can't relate to that at all. So I guess part of why I'm bringing this up is because I want you guys, whoever's watching this out there, to help explain to me how it is this kid be such a thing. Why do people care so much about breaking down trailers? We literally have trailers for trailers now, and people will create these videos breaking down all the nuances of a trailer, what's coming up, and I just find that exhausting somewhat. The older I've gotten, the more I've avoided watching trailers, so when I go and watch a movie, I could take it all in as is rather than my brain being, befuddled with all these ideas of what a movie should be or scenes that have been spoiled and all that stuff. I find this also very exhausting. So one thing I wanted to mention is, a lot of things, as I alluded to earlier, have changed throughout the years. Now, I've seen this brought up a few times, that when I was growing up, once upon a time, if you missed an episode of something, that was it. It was done. You weren't ever going to see it again. A case in point, the bionic Bigfoot storyline of the $6 Million Man. It was this beloved thing that everybody, all the kids back in the day, were losing their minds over, because how cool was that? Bionic Bigfoot and the $6 Million Man. But if you didn't see it, it was gone. That was it. There was no way of seeing it again, and I don't even know if they finally released the $6 Million Man on DVD or directed. Regardless, it took decades before anybody could go back and rewatch that stuff. Now, obviously, in today's day and age, they release stuff ad nauseum. It's almost impossible to not have access to a TV show. At Netflix, they just dump it all at once. You can watch them entirely. But I do think that there is a correlation here. The modern day equivalency to the TV show that if you missed it would go away, I would suggest is video game culture. When they rework video games, like say for instance, I played City of Heroes. I was a giant junkie for that game. And if they made a change to the game, that version of the game that you loved was gone. It would never, ever be seen again. And to me, that's the modern day equivalent that a lot of people from my generation don't understand still exists. That video game lovers do see their world go away, never to be seen again. And I do feel that's an equivalent somewhat to the TV shows back in the day where if you missed, that was it, they were gone, never to be seen again. But what do you think? Am I onto something here? Am I just talking like a madman? Why don't you bring in some of your comments? How do you feel about spoilers? How do you feel about the generational divide? Is there that much of a difference between us old codgers from the 70s and the modern day, what are they calling people nowadays again? Punks? The modern day stupid punks, the worthless punks? I am not ingratiating myself to anybody young. Millennials, I guess that's what I'm trying to say, millennials. Is there that much of a divide? Or am I just seeing this through my own weird rose-colored clear lenses? I don't know. What do you give me your comments in the comment section here, or on Twitter, or on Facebook, or any of that social media stuff where you can find me. As always, a giant thanks to you for watching. A big thanks to Taz for letting us film here, and maybe we'll see you next time.